Welcome back, people. We are back in understanding Nakshatras. And in the last video, we understood a detailed structure of Nakshatras, how it is formed, and here I am back with a new table. Fortunately, the table is same, but there are some errors over here. So we are going to see the movement of the soul going here and there. And this is one of the profound knowledge of transmigration and karmic cycle of rebirth. But alongside, we will also understand the functioning of nakshatras, how it helps us, and see different aspects of nakshatras. Okay, so as we discussed last time, nakshatras are air elements. You get to know your air element from nakshatra. Now, why air element? Because see, air element is the holder of prana. The prana comes in your body through air and exits your body through air. Okay. So, how your soul has came into this world and how it's supposed to go to the next world or in the next birth is decided by nakshatras. See, I told you last time what was war. It was the fire element. Your sustenance in this world, in this life, is fire element. Water element, so the fire was the quality of this life. Okay, so the water element was the sustenance of this life. How long would you live on this life as a person? Now, air element is explaining from where you came and where you are going. How you came, how you would go. Getting my point? Because see, only constant things are nakshatras. And over here there are 2 to 3 things, like there are 2 main divisions. From Navtara system, it is calculated like 9 into 3 is equals to 27, which means on the Navtara system, 9 planets. Okay, and divided into 3 parts. As I told you last time, 3 parts. One was from here, Ashwini. Okay, this was the first part. Right? Another was from Magha Nakshatra. From this part. Another was from Magha Nakshatra. One was from Ashwini Nakshatra. And third one was from Mula Nakshatra. And it was divided of 3 parts. Okay, we understood this part was Sattva. Okay, this part was Rajas. Okay, and this part was Tamas. Getting my point? This was the first system of Navtara system. 9 3 times of 3 gunas, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, gives to 27, and these 27 nakshatras are arranged. Okay, another system is from zodiacs. Okay, 4 padas, it is from 4 padas. 4 into 7, that is 28. Okay, so another system is of 28 nakshatras, of which the 28th nakshatra is called Abhijita. And Abhijit nakshatra starts from Uttarshada nakshatra to Shravana. Okay, so somewhere over here in between. there is one more nakshatra called Abhijit. Okay, somewhere between Uttarashada and Shravana, there is one more nakshatra which is Abhijit Nakshatra. Specifically, Abhijit Nakshatra is when the sun is at the top. Okay, a few horas above and below. That is Abhijit Nakshatra. It is also said that if you take a food after taking the name of Vishnu on Abhijit Nakshatra, you won't fall ill on the complete day. That is why you see the Abhijit Muhurat. Okay, the Abhijit Muhurat. It is when the sun is exactly on the top. That is when Lord Vishnu is blessing you down. So one system is of 27 nakshatras and another system is of 28 nakshatras. Both the systems are kindly same. Okay, just the difference is the 28th nakshatra is fitted in between the 4th pada of Uttarashada and the 2nd pada of Shravana called Abhijit Nakshatra. Okay, for time being, we are just considering this nakshatra because we are still in the basic understanding of nakshatras. Okay. So, let's see the first point over here. See, the first point over here is very simple. See, Ketu is giving life until and unless you have a lower body. Okay, there is no life on this earth. Okay, so your soul either enters this world from Mula Nakshatra, Ashwini Nakshatra, or Magha Nakshatra. Okay. Now, how to know that you are reborn on this nakshatra or you are born on this nakshatra the first time on this earth? Okay, so easy thing. If the ascendant nakshatra is Mula Nakshatra, first pada, okay, Ashwini Nakshatra, first pada, and Magha Nakshatra, first pada, then it is your first birth in this world. But considering that if you are born in Mula Nakshatra, first pada, and your moon is placed on tamasic side. Similarly, Ashwini Nakshatra, first pada, and moon is placed on the sattvic side. And Magha Nakshatra ascendant in first pada, and moon is placed in the rajasic side. Then it is your first birth on this planet Earth. Okay, I will write it down. See, how to know whether it is your first birth? There can be three situations. 1, 2, 3. The first condition is same, that ascendant nakshatra. Ascendant nakshatra is either Mula, Ashwini, and Magha, and the pada is 1, 1, 1, first pada. Okay, and moon is placed on, for this the moon is on the tamasic side, so you are born over here to remove the tamasic side. That is why if ascendant nakshatra is moon, pada is first, and the moon is placed on tamasic zodiac. Tamasic zodiac. Over here, sattvic zodiac. here Rajasic zodiac. This means if this is the case, this is your first birth on earth. See, these are only the three criteria which can say that this is the first birth on this earth. Because see, there is no matter, fire cannot decide it is your first birth or not. Water cannot decide it is your first birth or not. Earth definitely cannot decide because it is in the cycle of rebirth. Yoga cannot decide because sky element increases and reduces with every birth, every transmigration, every rebirth. Okay, so what can decide is the air element. Nakshatra, because this is the only steady thing in the universe. Everything else is changing. Who is steady? Nakshatras are steady. Constellations. Okay. So, and if it is in the first pada, which means it is entering. Okay. So the first condition is your ascendant nakshatra should be in first pada. Okay. And which nakshatra should it be? Either Mool, Ashwini or Magha. Okay. And a secondary condition is if your ascendant is in Moola Nakshatra first pada and your moon is sitting either in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, Anuradha Nakshatra, Vishakha Nakshatra, Swati Nakshatra, Chitra Nakshatra, Hasta Nakshatra, Uttar Falguni Nakshatra, Purva Falguni Nakshatra or Magha Nakshatra. Only then, if this condition is satisfied, it is your first birth on earth. Okay. Similarly, if your ascendant nakshatra is Ashwini Nakshatra first pada and your moon is placed either in Moola Nakshatra, Purvashada, Uttarshada, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabishak, Purvabhadra, Uttarbhadra or Revati, then also it is your first birth on earth. Okay. Similarly, if your ascendant nakshatra is Magha Nakshatra, okay, Magha Nakshatra, and it is your first pada, and your moon is placed in a Rajasic zodiac or Rajasic nakshatra, which is either Ashlesh, Pushya, Pushyami, Punarvashu, Ardra, Mrigashira, Rohini, Kritika, Bharini or Ashwini. Okay, then it is your first birth on the earth. Okay, so if you want to see whether it is your first birth on earth, these are the only three things which can denote or deny that whether it is your first birth or not. Okay, so most of the people will not have these things in their chart, but if you are having these things, make sure that this is your first birth. Okay, and after knowing this, if this condition is satisfied, it is going to be very easy to decipher your journey, because just because it is your first birth, so there is no baggage of karmas with you, no baggage of faults with you. There is no karmic faults because it is the first time you are coming over here. So what it is either the reason of birth, purpose of birth or desire of birth. Okay, so it is going to be very easy to decipher it. If the ascendant nakshatra is either of this, pada is first and moon is placed on this signs simultaneously. If this is the case, forget about past life, forget about next life, live this life where a planet, a gemstone, which is there in the 9th house and the 12th house of your horoscope, and I am sure you won't take another birth and you will finish your journey in one birth only. Okay, these are very rare cases. If I find any of these cases, I am sure I can finish your journey in just one birth. I will not allow you to make any karmic debts or fault. I will make you wear a gemstone of a planet which is either in 9th house or 12th house or the Argala of 3, 6 and 11. You do the obstacles of 3, 6 and 11 and you do not gain any more karmic debts, karmic faults or adharma. With that, you follow the 9th house and the 12th house, you won't be able to, you won't have anything to take birth again. So, you will finish your cycle within one life. But, this is the condition. If this condition is satisfied, one dart and you are out of this cycle. Okay. But usually I don't meet people very often having this condition satisfied. Okay, until now I don't think I have met any one of these. But I'm sure if I meet any one of this, it will be my good luck and theirs good luck. Okay. So this was the condition of the first birth, whether you are on this earth for the first time. Okay, your soul has just entered the birth cycle. Now, as your life progresses and you do rebirth again and again and again, so what happens? Okay, so first you take birth from the Mula Nakshatra. Consider it you are taking birth from Mula Nakshatra, because it is very often that this is the sign of entrance. Okay, so you are taking birth from Mula Nakshatra. After it, you go to Venus. See these green arrows. These green arrows are the places from where you can exit this earth. Now why? See, first of all, to exit this earth, the one thing you must know and understand is you have to go out from the concept of male and female. Gender inequality. Because gender inequality causes a lot of troubles. Okay. So which two planets are there which ceases gender inequality? One is Buddha, Mercury, because Mercury is itself neither a male nor a female. So Mercury is the best planet to get out from the cycle of rebirth. Second is Venus. Venus is giving equal importance to both the genders, whereas Mercury is giving no importance to any gender. See the difference. Venus gives equal importance to both the genders. Mercury doesn't give importance to any gender. It doesn't care whether you are male or female. Whereas Venus is like, if you are a male, you do this. If you are a female, you do this. Mercury is like, I don't care whether you are male or female. You both have to do this. Understand the difference? And the third thing is Saturn. Now why Saturn? See, there is a reason why Saturn is the last planet. Because Saturn consists of everything around its ring. It has its own solar system. Okay. So when you are into Saturn, you are going to focus in your own self rather than the world. And when you are focused into yourself, you understand yourself and not this nature. Okay. So this Saturn gives a way out through mukti. Okay. Because you are understanding yourself. You don't care how the world works, how the planet Earth is working. You are just understanding how your soul is working inside the body. That is Saturn. Understanding how your soul is working inside the body and doesn't care about how the world is working. That is why it is different from all the planetary lords. Okay. Mercury. And opposite to is Venus. You care about the world, how the world is working. You do something for the world, and in that process, you free yourself from the world. Because now world cannot be in depth of you. So world is freeing you. The planet Earth, Parvati, cannot stay in depth of you. That is why Parvati will free you. Okay. So see, this is a different kind of release. See, there are three types of release from this cycle of reincarnation. The release of Saturn is called mukti. The hardest part. Everyone cannot get mukti. Okay. So the release of Saturn is called mukti. Now Venus. Venus is like doing something for the world. In exchange, the world is giving you way out. Okay. The world is sending you out. Okay, go. I give you a green flag. Over here, you got your own green flag. You had to open your own doors. Over here, the nature opened the doors for you. Venus. Because you did something for the world, so now the world cannot stay obligated to your soul. So it is releasing your soul. Okay, fine, you did this for me. You are no longer needed over here. I am making you free. Okay, but in that case, you still have a chance to come back. If you say, okay, I want to come back to do this thing on this world again, I want to come back to this world again, okay, the goddess says that, okay, you are free from the world and you still want to come back, okay, then you will come back with a blessing, okay, and you would either have the 9th lord and 10th lord in conjunction, or your moon will be placed in the 12th house of Adhara. That is, you are coming over here because of a pledge you took. You are not bound here for any karmic debts or karmic fault. You are here just to finish your pledge, your promise. Okay. Or your 9th lord and 10th lord would be together in your chart. Blessings of Shakti. Okay. Or there are few yogs by which you can understand that you have chosen this life on earth and you are not bound on this earth. Okay. So this is moksha, getting what you desire. Venus is getting moksha. From Venus you can get moksha. From Saturn you can get mukti. Okay. Now is Mercury. See, Mercury is totally different. Mercury doesn't care about the world. Venus cares about the world. Mercury cares about the self. Mercury wants to create a place where the self can dwell and sustain in its own way. Mercury wants to create its own earth outside somewhere. So why does Mercury doesn't want to stay over here? It is not because it want to do something for the earth and anything. Mercury doesn't want to stay over here because Mercury is the self. Now your self cannot be equal to any other self. What my soul is not equal to anyone else in this world. So Mercury wants a world for himself, a new world for himself. Creation of a new world. So in order for the creation of the new world, Mercury has to go out from this world. Because over here the soul is getting polluted. Getting my point? See, what was Venus? Venus was doing something for the world so that the world is opening the door for you. Saturn was creating a door. Okay. And Mercury doesn't care whether there is a door or not. Mercury is going to pierce to the wall. That is why the closest nakshatra is, see, this is the Jyesht. The meaning of Jyesht is the biggest. See, life starts from Moola Nakshatra. A perfect soul in its smallest form enters through Moola Nakshatra, follows the cycle and ends from the Jyesht Nakshatra. Jyesht, the eldest, from Mool to Ashwini, from Ashwini to Magh, and from Magh to Jyesht. It rules. Okay, it plays, it evolves, it improves, and after it has improved to its best, Jyesht, when it has become Jyesht, it is ready to go. Okay, Jyesht, the eldest, knows everything. So this is what this orders. Jyesht has the power to order. Nobody else orders. Who orders? The eldest one orders. Who has the authority? Who has the power? The eldest one has the power. Okay. So the eldest nakshatra is Jyesht nakshatra. It has the power. It has the power to say, okay, I want to go out of this world. I want to create a new world. So this is the Jyesht nakshatra from which you can also go out from the cycle of rebirth. And this is what is giving you nirvana. Okay, nirvana. Getting my point? Now the perfect nirvana comes from the Mercury of Jyesht nakshatra. Okay. complete mukti does not come from Anuradha Nakshatra. I just wrote 3 over here so that you can understand the 3 ways of retirement. Okay, if you want to retire from the cycle of birth, it is either Saturn, Mercury or Venus. These 3 planets are going to help. See why Jupiter is not going to help. See, I will explain the full cycle, but just understand why Jupiter is not going to help. Because when you hold the hand of Jupiter, it is going to take you back to the world. Because Jupiter always says okay, expand more, enhance more, evolve more, learn more, and it is never going to stop the process of learning. So in case of days or the fire element, Jupiter is a good planet, benefic planet. In case of water element, Jupiter is a neutral planet. But in case of Nakshatras, air element, Jupiter is a malefic planet. Why? Because it is not taking you outside, it is again taking you inside for learning and learning and learning. See what Jupiter does. Jupiter says, okay, learn, keep on learning, keep on evolving, keep on improving. Okay, and in the cycle of learning and improving, it is not allowing you to get out. Because with every birth, you have to learn something. So this Jupiter will again take you inside. This Jupiter will again take you inside. This Jupiter will again take you inside. Okay, so when you die, okay, the chart of your death, when you are dying, when you are releasing your soul, and the ascendant nakshatra is either Purvabhadra, Punarvasu or Vishakha, you are definitely coming back on this earth. Ascendant, see I am talking about ascendant, not the moon, sun or any nakshatra. Okay, ascendant nakshatra. And the chart of death, not the chart of life. Okay, supposingly you died and the ascendant nakshatra was Vishakha nakshatra, you are definitely coming back. If it was Purvabhadra nakshatra, you are definitely coming back. If it was Punarvasu nakshatra, you are definitely coming back. Getting my point? Now what you will do if you come back? See, if you died in Vishakha nakshatra ascendant, okay, this rising of Vishakha nakshatra, and you died, okay, so the next birth you will take as a Rajas. Okay, you would take birth when the rising would either be of Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Adra or Punarvasu. Okay, now which rising would be, we have to see all other planets, but understand, if you died on this Vishakha ascendant, okay, if you died when this Vishakha nakshatra was rising, okay, so you are going to born in between the Rajas zodiacs, okay, sorry. If you died when ascendant or rising is Purvabhadra, you are going to take birth on the Tamasic zodiacs, second birth, or third birth, or next birth I would say, okay, Tamasic zodiacs, from Magh to Jyeshtha. Okay, similarly if you died at Punarvasu nakshatra, you are going to take birth as a Sattvic zodiac, between Sattvic zodiac. So the next birth ascendant lord would either be from one of these. Okay, if you died over here. If you died over here, the next birth ascendant lord will be from either of these. Okay, from Magh this. If you died over here, the next birth ascendant lord would be either of these, from Ashwini to Ashlesha. Getting my point? Because what is Guru? Guru is telling, okay, expand, evolve, increase yourself. It is not freeing you from the cycle. It is pulling you inside the cycle in terms of knowing. Come on, I want to know more, gain more, understand more, know more, wisdom. Okay, but the wisdom is never going to stop. Because the planet is evolving, planet Earth is evolving. And with every evolution, wisdom is going to increase. So if you don't find a way out, with every moment of time, you are definitely going to come over here to gain wisdom. Do you want that? Getting my point? Earth is increasing, time is increasing. After 10 years, Earth has evolved. So the soul also needs to evolve. After 100 years, Earth has again evolved. Soul again needs to evolve. So if you catch hand of Jupiter, you are not getting moksha. You are coming here, again and again, till the end of this earth, and gaining more knowledge. No matter, whenever you come on this earth, by holding the hand of Jupiter, you would be, the biggest person on this earth, because Jupiter has sent you. So it is going to give you a lot of knowledge. Okay, so you would be at the highest peak. You would sit on the throne of knowledge. You would have the best knowledge of everyone in that age. But With every age, you take birth again and again. No matter you will born with the highest knowledge, but you are getting born, right? Every time, each and every time. To increase yourself, to evolve yourself. So that is Jupiter. Jupiter doesn't give you release from the cycle. Okay. Next is Ketu. How come Ketu give you release? See, Rahu and Ketu both are oscillating your soul from sine wave to cos wave to sine wave. Okay. You know sine wave and cos wave, right? This is sine wave. And this is cos wave. This sine wave, one is Ida. This is Pingla. This is Ida. Okay. And this is male. And this is female. So if you are dying on Rahu and Ketu, the next birth you are going to change your gender. Okay. So if you died on Mula Nakshatra ascendant, when the rising nakshatra was Mula Nakshatra, and you are a male, so in the next birth you will be a female. Okay. Similarly, if you died on the Shatabishak Nakshatra, the rising of Shatabishak Nakshatra, where you died, okay, and if you are a female, then in the next birth you are going to be male. If you are a male, next birth you are going to be a female. Okay, so whenever you die at the nodal nakshatras, the nakshatra of Ketu, nakshatra of Rahu, nakshatra of Ketu, nakshatra of Rahu, nakshatra of Ketu, nakshatra of Rahu. Okay, so when you die, and the rising nakshatra is either Mula Nakshatra, Shatabishak Nakshatra, Ashwini Nakshatra, Ardra Nakshatra, Magha Nakshatra, or Swati Nakshatra. If any of these nakshatra are there, rising above the head when you have died, okay, in the next birth, you are going to change your gender. Because what is Rahu and Ketu doing? Rahu and Ketu are changing the oscillation. Okay, so if you are having a sine wave soul inside your body, your pingla is strong and that is why you are male. If you are having cosine wave inside your soul, okay, your Ida is strong and that is why you are female. Okay, but when you die at the rising of Ketu or at the rising of Rahu, okay, they are going to kick you backwards. Okay, so this graph is again going to go backwards. It is going to mirror itself. Okay, so when you die at this point, okay, it is again going to be a deadline over here, and it is going to start from below. So from sine, the next life will start from cos. Okay, over here a deadline will come from over here, and the next life will come from above. So from cos you will change your oscillation, oscillation of your soul to sine. So whenever this sine wave changes from cos wave and cos wave changes from sine wave, you change the gender in your next birth. So if you died at Mula Nakshatra, Satabishak, Ashwini, Ardra, Magh, or Swati rising, the next birth definitely you are going to change your gender. Okay, because Rahu and Ketu change the gender. Okay, but they don't give you moksha, they just change the gender and send you back over here. Okay, so that is the Rahu and Ketu. Okay, next is Mars. See, Mars is the planet who is never going to give you moksha. Okay, never going to give you mukti, never going to give you nirvana. Why? Give me one reason. What is there with Mars? Do you know? The one thing that Mars is famous for is blood and heart and muscles. Mars is basically your body. Mars is basically your body on this earth. So if you die on the ascendant of Mars, you are definitely dying to get a better body. Okay, so if you die on this Mars ascendant, you have to take birth with a better body. What is Mars again? Mars is also the corpse. Mars are corpse. So if Mars rising is there when you are dying, you have definitely done some bad karmas. You have broken your dharma, did some bad faults, karmic faults. Okay, see, that is why it is difficult to see the chart of death as well as the chart of birth. chart of birth is used to see that how your life is going to proceed. But the chart of death will tell you a lot about what the person has done in his whole life and how the next life would it be or whether it won't be. Okay. So if you are dying on Mars rising, if Mars Nakshatra is rising and you died, that means the police have came to grab you. That come on, it's time for you to suffer. So the next birth will be very painful and will be very suffering. Very painful birth. Except Mars is in retrograde. If Mars is in retrograde and it is rising, that means you have done very good karma and your next birth is going to be stupendously, miraculously like, oh my God, calm, peace, bliss, happiness. Everything you will get in your next birth. If Mars is in retrograde, Mars is in retrograde and it's rising when you are dying, then your next birth is going to be very good. But if Mars is rising and it is not in retrograde, which means you did very bad karmas in this life and you are definitely going to suffer in this life. Okay, and it is going to restart your life from Ketu. Okay, see, if you die over here, your soul is going to over here, Ashwini Nakshatra. So if you died in the rising of Mars in Chitra Nakshatra, you are definitely going to take birth next time as Ashwini rising. And your life will start again from Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu. Okay, you will start from zero again. ભૂલ કરી પડી ગયા હેઠા ફરીથી ચાલો વાપમાં છો કાંઈ ન કહેવાય. Okay, ધરાર પહેલેથી ચાલુ થાય બધું. See, if you die on this Mars rising, if you die on the Chitra Nakshatra, you will start your life, restart your life from zero again, from Ashwini. Okay, similarly, if you died over here in Mars, Dhanishta Nakshatra. Okay, so you will start your life again from Mark. Zero થી ચાલુ કરો, કેતુ થી, કેતુ, Venus, Sun, Moon. Okay, આમ ચાલુ કરવાનું, ફરીથી ચાલુ થાય સાયકલ. Okay, if you died on this Mars, where is the Mars again? Where is the Mars again? On the Mars of Mrigashira. If you died and the rising sign or the rising nakshatra was Mrigashira, you will again take birth from Moon Nakshatra. Okay, you have to see the opposite side. Whenever you die or someone dies on Mars rising, whenever someone dies on the rising of Chitra Nakshatra, the next birth, the rising would be Ashwini. Whenever someone dies on the Dhanishta Nakshatra, the next birth rising would be Magha. Whenever someone dies on Mrigashira Nakshatra rising, the next birth rising would be Mula Nakshatra. If Mars is in retrograde while the person is dying, very good life. If Mars is not in retrograde, very painful next life. Okay. See this Dhanishta. Taking birth on Dhanish Nakshatra is very good, but dying on Dhanish Nakshatra is very bad. See, this is how you decipher things. Nakshatras and its lord are placed in a way that they are showing you how the life is going to be. But if you die in that life, so you have the depth of that thing. Okay. So if you are getting born on Dhanishta, you are born with wealth. If you are dying in Dhanishta, you died because of wealth. How painful. It is because of your wealth you died. Because you were so materialistic, you were so into dhan, you died. If you are taking birth in Dhanish Nakshatra, it is very good because you took birth with the dhan, with the wealth. We are taking birth with the wealth. And when we are dying over here, no, you died because of wealth. See, there is a very major difference between these two. So this was Mars. Why doesn't Mars give freedom from the rebirth cycle? Okay. So after Mars comes Sun and Moon. See, what is Sun and Moon basically? Sun and Moon is Shiva and Vishnu. If you are into this pendulum motion of sun and moon, it is the worst karmic cycle. અગર તમે વિષ્ણુ ને શિવમાં પડી ગયા અને એ બે વચ્ચે ભટકાવા માંડ્યા તો પૂરું થઈ ગયું. If you are fighting between Shaivism and Vaishnavism, અહીંયા ભટકાતા રહેશો, આગળ નહીં જાવ, આમે નહીં જવાય, આમે નહીં જવાય. Because see, sun and moon are interconnected. You have to understand that sun and moon are interconnected. Unless you understand, you would either do what Vishnu says and you won't do what Shiva says, or then you would do what Shiva says and you will not do what Vishnu says. But both is equally important. You have to balance both of them. But when you are not balancing both of them, what is going to happen? With the fault of sun, the next life you will take to obey moon. Then you will obey moon, and sun says that okay, you didn't obey me. So again, next life you will take of sun. Then again, next life you will take of moon. Then again, next life you will take of sun. Is it good? અહીંયા તો બીજે બધે તો કંઈક આગળ તો વધે છે, આ તો એને ભટકાતા રહેશે. See, બીજા બધાથી you are going ahead. In other nakshatras, if you die, you are going ahead. Somewhere you are going like this, like this, like this, like this, or you are moving forward like this. But what about this? If you are dying on Uttarshada, you are taking birth to fulfill the karma of moon. If you are dying in Shravana, you are taking birth again to fulfill the karma of sun. And this cycle will continue till 100 birth, 200 birth, 1000 birth, 2000 birth, never ending cycle. આમને ભટકાતા રહેશો. એવું કરવું છે? અહીંયા ભટકાશો. So don't do like this, because it is simple. If you follow the rules of Vishnu, Shiva is always going to say, okay, you didn't follow my rules, now take a birth again, follow my rules. If you follow the rules of Shiva, Vishnu is going to say, okay, you didn't follow my rules, now take a birth again, follow my rules. And with every birth, either one of them will give you a blessing and one of them will give you a curse, and the cycle will continue. Okay. If you are born with Uttarshada Nakshatra rising, sorry, if you died with Uttarshada Nakshatra rising, that means you disobeyed Lord Vishnu, but you obeyed Lord Shiva. So in the next birth, moon is going to give you blessing, Lord Shiva is going to give you blessing, but Lord Vishnu is going to give you a curse because you didn't follow the rules. Opposite, if you are died in Shravan Nakshatra, Lord Shiva is going to give you a curse because you didn't follow his rules, but Lord Vishnu is going to give you blessing because you followed his rules. So what you have to do? You have to balance both of them. એકનું થોડું માનવાનું છે તો આ તો બહુ ખરાબ કાર્મિક સાયકલ છે. અહીંયા ભટકાતા રહેશે, અહીંથી આગળ નહીં હોતું. બીજા બધે તો આગળ તો વધારે છે, ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક તો જાય છે નવા નવા જન્મમાં, તો અમે તો ન્યા ભટકાતા રહેશે. So it is very bad cycle. Sun moon માં કોઈથી નહીં ફસાવાનું. If you got between sun and moon, you are going to suffer. You are going to take birth in sun moon, sun moon, sun moon. Okay. So if you died in Uttarshada Nakshatra, ascendant, rising. Okay. When you died, the rising side was Uttarshada Nakshatra. Then you would either take birth when the rising is Shravan, Rohini, or Hasta. Okay. Similarly, if you died in rising of Shravan Nakshatra, you would either take birth again in either Uttarshada, Kritika, or Uttar Falguni. Okay. Similarly, so these two cases. If you died when Rohini Nakshatra was rising sign, rising Nakshatra. Okay. If you died at Rohini Nakshatra rising, then you will take birth either on Kritika, Uttarshada, or Uttar Falguni. If you died at Kritika Nakshatra rising, you will either take birth on rising of Rohini, Shravan, or Hasta. Okay. If you died on Uttar Falguni rising, you would either take birth on Rohini, Shravan, or Hasta rising. If you died on Hasta Nakshatra rising, you will either take birth on Uttar Falguni, Kritika, or Uttarshada. Now, how to know whether you will be born on this side, this side, and this side? You have to see that when you died. Okay, so for example, if you died on Uttarshada, okay, so it is definite that the next birth rising would either be of this, this, and this. Now, which one would it be? You have to see where your moon is placed. Whether your moon is placed in a sattvic zodiac, rajasic zodiac, or the tamasic zodiac, whichever zodiac it is placed, you will take birth on that rising. Suppose you died in Uttarashada Nakshatra and your moon is placed in either of these zodiacs. Okay, then you will definitely going to take birth in next life as Shravana rising, Shravana Nakshatra rising. But if the moon is placed between here to here, you are definitely going to take birth with Rohini rising. Okay, and if it is placed from here to here, you are definitely going to take birth as Hasta rising. Okay, very important. But if you don't complete this cycle, so you would be fallen between this cycle. ન્યા ફરતા રહેશો. 1000 જિંદગી, 2000 જિંદગી, 4000 જિંદગગી, 5000 જિંદગી એમાં બેટલ કરી રહેશો. સન પાસે જાવ, મૂન, સન મૂન, સન મૂન, સન મૂન. અહીંયા ફસાતા રહેશો between these two. જો સન મૂન માં ફસાઈ ગયા તો પૂરું થઈ ગયું. કેટલા જન્મ લાગી જશે તોય માંડ માંડ સમજાશે કે આ સન મૂન માં નથી ફસાવા. Both of them are friends, best friends, Shiva and Vishnu. So if you fell a prey between both of these, પૂરું થઈ ગયું. બે ખાઈ જાય વારા ફરતી વાર. ઓકે, કાં તો બે ખાઈ જશે, કાં તો બે જણે ઉપર લઈ જશે. Any one of the cases. Okay. So this is the case of sun. That was the case of every other planet. Okay. Okay. So we understood why any of these planets are not giving freedom from this cycle, and just 3 planets are giving freedom from the cycle of rebirth. It is Venus, Mercury, and Saturn. Okay. The best nirvana is from Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Okay. The best moksha, that is Orion. The best moksha is from Bharini Nakshatra. Wait, I will write it over there. I just wrote for the understanding. Okay, so over here, the best mukti comes from Pushya Nakshatra. Best mukti. I am not saying over here you won't get mukti. You will get mukti, but the best one out of all the 3 is over here. Best mukti is from Pushya Nakshatra, and the best moksha is from Bharini. The best moksha comes from Bharini Nakshatra. If you died in Bharini Nakshatra ascendant, and Venus is also placed very good when you are dying, you are definitely going to get a good moksha. Okay, best mukti comes from Pushya Nakshatra Saturn. Okay, and best nirvana comes from Jyeshtha Nakshatra Mercury. I am not saying over here you won't get mukti. I am not saying over here you won't get mukti. You will get mukti, but the best of all mukti from Pushya. Best of all nirvana from Jyeshtha. Over here also you can get nirvana. Over here also you can get nirvana. But the best is from Jyeshtha. Complete. Okay. And moksha, over here you can also get moksha. Over here also you can get moksha. Over here also you can get moksha. But the best moksha is from Bharani. Now why it is like that? Okay. For that you need to attend my classes, because we have to understand the lot of these 3 houses. We also have to understand why not these 2 and why this. Why not these 2 and why this. Okay. So very deep science, but I can give you a logic of all of these 3 things. But for that I need to make 1 hour another lecture to just understand you why this is mukti, this is nirvana, this is moksha. I also need to understand, I also need to show you scientifically what is mukti, moksha and nirvana. When the prana goes in bulk out from your body with a bulk force, a big fire from your top, it is nirvana. When the prana is deciphered from all the pores of the body, and it becomes minute particles. Okay, it is given out from all the pores of your skin, small, infinitely small particles. Okay, differentiated prana, झीना થઈ જાય, and it goes out from all the parts of your body. Okay, like when you get goosebumps, how your hairs get up. Okay, that is prana coming out. So if all the prana is going out that way, then it is mukti. Okay, but moksha is the prana going out from both the side of the body. Half prana goes from down, half prana goes from up, and the remaining prana energy comes from the mouth. And the mouth is open when you die. When you are getting moksha, the mouth is open. When you are getting mukti, when you are getting nirvana, the mouth is closed and the tongue is above, stick above the jaw. Okay, and when you are getting mukti, it is mouth is closed, but the tongue is not stick upwards. Okay, tongue is neither up neither down; it is in middle. And we have to understand all this thing scientifically, that why it is happening, how the energy is going out. In moksha, bulk energy is going out. So there is no combustion, a lot of thermal energy is going out. In mukti case, there is a lot of thermal energy, but a lot of combustion. So it goes out from all the minute pores of the body, like goosebumps. In case of nirvana, it is going out from the head. Okay, so for all these things, I have to take another video, and I am not going to take another video on this. For this, you need to attend my courses on Vedic Shastras. You have to attend my complete course, and here there I will explain all the meditative science where you can know, understand, and if you want to learn, you can know the science of giving out your prana. But for that, I am not going to give it out on YouTube over here. Please join my classes. So this was the cycle of nakshatra and how the soul is going to take rebirth. Okay, I need to take a leave right now, but again I will be coming back. I will be coming back to complete this nakshatras. What I explained right now is how the soul is cycling because of this nakshatra. કેમ ફરે છે, કઈ રીતે ફરે છે, વારે વારે કેમ આવે છે, ક્યાંથી આવે છે, શું આવે છે, ક્યાં જાય છે. What happens when you die on this nakshatra? So this session was more on the death chart and less on the birth chart. How to know the death chart and how to know where the person is going from the death chart. Okay, so birth chart also we have to know and understand from where you are coming. This session was to know where you are going, future. Next birth ક્યાં હશે, હશે કે નહીં, કેવી રીતે આવ્યા છો, ગયું જન્મ કેવું હશે. Next session. Okay. Next session I will be teaching you advanced nakshatras. I will also be teaching you some tricks to understand nakshatras and which nakshatra you should be focusing on, what you should be wearing a gemstone and everything like that. This was the intermediate understanding of nakshatras and more about how the punya chart or the death chart of the person is calculated from nakshatras. And we also learned the cycle of birth and death, transmigration cycle. Okay. So thank you very much to join me in the next session. I am coming back for the advanced understanding of nakshatras. Thank you very much.